Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new then welcome. My name's Kristina, and on my channel we talk all things beauty from my own experiences, and today we are starting a brand new journey together. I'm going to be doing my very first project pan video. I'm very excited about this. I have been playing with the idea of a project pan for months now, and I'm just gonna start. So if you guys want to see me talk about why I want to do a project pan as well as the products that we're going to be including in this, then let's get started. As always, all of the products are going to be linked down below in the description, as well as tagged in my YouTube shopping tab right here. I try to tag as much products as possible here for you guys, so it's super easy for you to shop. Of course, all of these are affiliated, so if you do shop out of my links or in the YouTube shopping program, I do earn a little bit of a commission, but I really appreciate when you guys do this because it allows me to continue to bring you videos like this all the time. All right, so I guess we should start with why I want to do a project pan. Now, there are a couple of reasons why, and I just want to cover those and also talk about project pans if you don't know what they are. So a project pan is basically when you take different makeup products, it could be skincare, it could be hair care, whatever product you want it to be, and you attempt to pan it. You attempt to hit the pan on the product, or if it's a tubed product, you try to use as much product as possible. Just in general, seeing how much of a product you can use and just watch your progress as you continue to go. Now, these can be anywhere between a couple weeks, a couple months to a couple of years, honestly. I feel like I want to do kind of a rolling project pan. So as we use up products, we start to bring in other products and just keep it going until we're tired of it, or until I'm tired of it. I don't know. I can see myself getting really hyper focused on this and kind of addicted to panning products. So we'll kind of see how this goes. We'll figure it out together. So like I mentioned, there are a couple of reasons why I want to do a project pan. And the first reason is probably a very common sense type of thing, but it's to use my products. I realized during my most recent declutter video series that I have way too much makeup in general for one person, and there were so many products in my declutter that I just completely forgot about. So I want this to kind of be a way for me to reintroduce myself to all of my makeup and start to use it again, and honestly just get my money's worth out of it, because I have spent a lot of money on makeup. So we're gonna try to make the money worth it. The next reason kind of goes hand in hand with that first one, and I want to get to know my products more. I want to get to know the products that I purchase even more. I want to learn the variety of ways I can use something. I want to know how long it takes me to use up a type of product, so it can kind of help me in the future to make smarter decisions when it comes to purchasing new makeup. Like, do I really need to buy another cream blush if it's going to take me 3 years to finish one of them? Things like that, And I also feel like being able to use up a makeup product completely, by the time you finish it, you really have a good understanding of that product versus just doing first impressions. If you guys have noticed, I'm trying to implement more than just first impressions on my channel. I'm trying to do more follow-ups, more updates on how products are working for me. So I just feel like if I'm going to be somebody that consumes makeup and that you trust in their reviews, I need to really, really do my research and really experience these products even more than I already have been. Another reason, of course, is kind of silly if you think about it, but it makes a lot of sense. I want to enjoy these products. I'm picking a lot of makeup products that I thoroughly love and enjoy, and I have had a bad habit of saving makeup products for special occasions. I'm sure that we can all kind of relate. If you buy something that's really expensive, you kind of want to save it for a special occasion. And as I'm getting older, I'm learning I don't really have a lot of special occasions. I am more of a homebody, and once in a while I'll go out, So I want to be able to enjoy these products and have them make me feel good and make me feel confident and beautiful and stuff on a day-to-day basis. So if I'm going to spend more money on something, it's going to be something that I have to use. That's kind of my mindset now. And lastly, I kind of want to give myself a challenge. I feel like this is a great way to challenge myself in what I do, my career and stuff. And I feel like having a goal like this is going to be really fun. And I thought it would also be fun if you guys did this whole thing with me. Maybe you want to pan a couple products yourself. Maybe you're working through something and you want to see how long it takes you. So it would be fun. I think I'm really going to enjoy this process. Now, a couple things I want to note about how I chose the products that I want to include in this video and in this project. First of all, I've always kind of seen project pans as trying to use something up that you just want to get rid of, but I'm kind of going at it in the perspective of I'm using products that I absolutely love. I want it to be something enjoyable. I want it to be something where I'm looking forward to reaching for these products day in and day out, you know? So I gave myself a good variety of products. At first, I was thinking I would do one or two from every category, but honestly, I feel like it would be more realistic with the size of my collection, as well as me needing variety. I just picked seriously whatever I feel like I have a chance of panning sooner and things that I really love. I'm also going to be taking the pressure off of myself by allowing myself not to be super strict. So if a product isn't working for me and I'm just really starting to dislike it, maybe I'm getting to the point where I'm like exhausted from using it and I'm really craving to use other products, then I'm gonna go ahead and remove it from the lineup. Maybe I will replace it. Maybe I'll just stick to whatever products we already have. Like I said, we're kind of just rolling with the punches here and figuring this out together, which I think is going to remove any type of pressure that has already been daunting to me whenever I've thought about starting a project pan. And I also want to note that I'm going to continue using my entire collection. I'm going to still be pulling stuff out of my collection, playing with new makeup, purchasing new makeup. This is just another, I guess, side quest, if you will. This is just something I want to do on top of what I'm already doing. So I'm not going to limit myself to just these products, but they are going to be top of mind for me. They're going to be things that I kind of am eager to continue to use and kind of use up. So to start our lineup, I want to note that a lot of these products already kind of are on their way out. Some of these you can already see the pan in, and I kind of feel like that's just going to make it a little easier for me to just shoo my way into a project pan, feel really good about it, and really see progress to begin with. Of course, as we continue on, I may pick products that are newer, that don't really have any pan showing at all, just to give myself an even harder challenge. But because I know myself, I think I'm gonna have to like ease my way in, so that's what we're doing. Now, the first thing I want to start off with is this Mercier translucent pressed powder. This is the translucent version. I think that this just works the best for my complexion currently. I do have the shade Honey, but that one I think is a little bit too dark. So we're gonna be adding this one into the project. As you can see, this already has a little bit of pan showing, and that's pretty surprising for me because I'm pretty sure that Mercier sent this to me sometime in April, maybe even May. So really, I haven't had this very long compared to the rest of my collection, but it's what I have been reaching for every day whenever I powder my face. It's such a good powder. It is that ultra blurring formulation, so it just covers up the pores. It really mattifies the skin, but it allows me to like pinpoint the areas that I want to powder, and it gives me the perfect amount of blur and mattifying properties that I want. I think that with this one, we're gonna see a lot of progress with it, especially if I just continue to use it as I have been. I really like using this alone, and I like to layer it with their loose setting powder for that ultra blur, you know? So I like this pressed version. It's really easy to use at home. It's also really easy to take with me on the go whenever I need to touch up my makeup. So this is the very first product we're adding. The next thing we're adding to the list is the Sigma Color Correcting Duo. This is the medium to dark one. That is the one that works the best for me. And honestly, I love this color correcting duo, specifically because you do have those two shades, so you can mix and match it however you need to get your perfect color corrector. If you're anything like me, I do get very tan in the summertime, and I get my most pale during the dead of winter, which isn't really super cold in Florida, but I still get pretty pale for myself in the winter time. So to be able to carry this through the seasons, pretty much use it all year round, I think we're going to see a lot of great progress with this. I already reach for this pretty much every time I do a face of makeup. Whenever I'm using foundation and concealer, this is most likely underneath those products. I really like the creamy texture to this. I love that it's slightly thicker though, because it stays in place whenever you put anything else on top. So anywhere that you place this on the face, it's going to stay and you're still going to see those correcting properties to it. So that is our second product. Oh, I forgot to mention, I'm going to be adding some photos here for you guys so you can see our starting point. And then in our next project pan video, you'll kind of see the progress so you can see the before and after progress. I'm not quite sure how I'm going to be measuring our progress with all of them. I might use a ruler or a tape measure or something like that. But whatever it is I decide to do, you'll see the photos. Next product we have is this one from Tower 28. This is their Sculptino in the shade Getty. This is a cream contour. I've spoken about this on my channel several times. I really enjoy this one. And again, I feel like this one is going to be a product that we're going to see a lot of successful progress on. Now, this is pretty much like a true neutral contour. It does not lean too cool. It doesn't lean warm at all. So it's very, very usable. I feel like it gives me such a nice shadow on the face. I've used this in several ways, like all over my face, which is why I feel so confident in adding this in. I actually have never finished up any Tower 28 cream product. They give you a lot of product in here and you need very, very little for pigmentation, but I feel like we can do it. I think it's gonna happen. I'm actually surprised that this hasn't hit pan yet just because I was using this pretty much every time I was doing my makeup a couple months back. This texture is just a dream for me personally. Even though I'm oily, I still really enjoy these cream products from Tower 28. I know that some people that are extremely oily may not, but I've always found success using these. I love to use this underneath my powders as well as on top. It works really well. It meshes really nicely. I'm actually really excited to start using this again. This is one of those products that I mentioned during my makeup declutter that I had kind of forgotten about, which is so surprising just again because I was so in love with this. So I'm excited to fall back in love with this product. This is going to be our next one, again from Tower 28 in that same sort of formulation. This is the Beach Please cream in the shade Magic Hour. This was this my very first one of the cream products? Maybe it wasn't, but it was one of my very first like Tower 28 cream products. And I've had this for a really, really long time. I have dipped into this time and time again. So I feel like it's about time that we start hitting pan on this one. Again, really enjoy this formulation. And this color I was not sure about when I had first seen it, but actually it is such a beautiful, I want to say neutral pink tone on myself. It works all year round again. And I think that this is one that works really well on the cheeks as well as on the lips. So I think that I can get a little bit creative with this, use it on my cheeks, lips, maybe use it on my eyes. I'm not quite sure yet, but this is the time to experiment with these things. So we're adding this one to the list as well. Another one that I feel like I've had for a really long time and I'm surprised that I haven't used up is the Merit Flush Balm in the shade Fox. This was actually part of one of their extensions when it came to the Flush Balms, and this was my favorite of the shades that they had come out with around that time. This Fox shade, again, is more of a neutral, muted, just overall flattering shade. I think that this one warms up the skin tone really, really well. The Merit Flush Balms I find are very buildable, so you can get away with very sheer pigmentation, but you can also build it on top of itself and it looks beautiful. It's definitely going to give you a dewy glow. I like to use this again underneath my powder on top of my concealer and foundation and stuff. And then after I powder, I can do another layer of this on top and it doesn't disturb that powder. It kind of just like melts right into the skin. I feel like I'll be able to use this. I mean, when you really look at it, it doesn't seem like there's too much product in here, you know? Like I've already kind of flattened it because when you first get these, they're sort of domed, but I've definitely done a number on this. So I want to continue to use this. And again, this was one of those products that I kind of forgot about. And I think that Fox serves as a really pretty blush when you want sort of that sunburnt look. So I think it's going to be perfect for the summertime. Another blush that I'm adding to the list, I guess I just really, really want variety when it comes to blushes, which, you know, it makes sense. I have a lot of blushes these days, but we are adding the Haus Labs Color Fuse blush in the shade Fire Moon. And I kind of surprised myself with this one because this is a newer one in my collection and I don't think we're anywhere near panning this. However, the amount that I have reached for this powder, I've used it to top like my cream blushes and stuff. It's kind of insane to me. So I think this is going to be a little more challenging than the other products that we added to the list, but I'm up for the challenge, and I think even if we don't hit pan, we're gonna see a lot of progress here. I really enjoy this blush. It's kind of in that same family as the other ones that we're adding to this list. It's more on the neutral, I wanna say nudie beige side of things. Kind of reminds me of the NYX Buttermelt bronzers. You know how those are sort of rosy, but they're categorized as bronzers? This one, kind of the same, but it's categorized as a blush. So I find that there's a lot of versatility to this one. I'm also super curious to see what this looks like on the eyes as an eyeshadow. So again, we can get a little creative with this. I'm excited to continue to use this. I think that this has quickly become one of my favorite blushes, and the formulation of these Haus Labs powder blushes is elite. They're buttery, they're easy to blend, they're super pigmented as well. A little bit does go a very long way. So I just really like this formula and I wanted to give myself something a little bit challenging here. Next, we have the Makeup by Mario SoftSculpt Skin Enhancer in the shade Medium, and you guys, we already have a pan here, but my reason for adding this again is kind of to give myself an easier one and to get this out of my collection. Not necessarily get it out of my collection, but I had previously purchased a backup, which I shouldn't have. I'm trying to get out of the habit of purchasing backups, and again, doing this will kind of give me insight on seeing how long it takes me to use up a product, so I'm not scrambling during a sale or something to buy it because I think I'm gonna run out. You know what I'm saying? So I want to use this up. It's been in my collection for quite some time. I use it so often already. I'm surprised that we haven't already emptied this. I think that this is just going to be a natural go-to for me anyways. So we're adding this one to the list. We have a lot of complexion stuff, don't we? I think that they're the ones that we can see the most progress out of. I didn't pick anything just straight up liquid just because I feel like it's going to be difficult to see the progress. Like, I considered doing something similar to the Shade Dew Bronze, but I don't even know how I would measure that. I'm not sure if we would even start seeing any of the inside of it. So I don't know. As I continue to use this though, maybe we'll add it. We'll see. But that's the reason why we're using so many cream complexion products, and we're continuing on that theme, and we're going to be using up the Sephora Collection Contour Stick. This is in the shade number 3, medium to tan. I've spoken about this a lot recently. I love this contour stick. It looks very intimidating in the stick, and it comes off super pigmented, very dark, but super easy to blend, very buttery. It really is a versatile product. So again, I feel like I can do some damage on this one. And I flattened out that dome already. Like I said, it is a quite creamy product. So I think we're gonna see this one kind of like sink down very quickly. So yeah, I'm adding this one to the list as well. Probably the only like real liquid tube type of product that we're adding to the list is going to be this lip balm from Summer Fridays. I'm adding this one because this is one of my older Summer Fridays lip butter balms, and I feel like it's about time that we use this up before it expires. And oh, that's another thing that I forgot to mention. I want to use up my products before they expire because I had way too many expired products in my declutter. Ugh, okay, anyways, we're gonna be adding this. This is the Vanilla Beige Lip Butter Balm. It's my favorite one. I love this shade. I have it on right now. It's this beautiful kind of nudie pink shade. Goes with every lip liner that I own, honestly. The Butter Balm formulation is just so good. If you want to see more of an in-depth review on my tubed lip balms, like my tinted lip balms, I do have a recent video where I talk about all of my lip balms and I kind of rank them based on different categories. So check that out if you're interested. But we're going to be doing this. And I think the way that I can really measure our progress on this is just to, I've seen people squeeze the tubes, like squeeze out all the air, and then I guess we'll just see how much, how much we have here in our next progress video. but this is where we sit right now. I have two pencil products. One is an eyeliner, one is a lip liner, starting with my Makeup by Mario, the Perfect Brown Eyeliner. That's what it's called, but it's also the Perfect Brown. This is my favorite pencil liner, especially this brown shade. I use it all the time. I have it on right now. Love to use it for a very subtle wing. I love to use it to tightline inside like my lash line. It's incredible, and I also really like the brush right here. As you can see, we got a definite head start on this one. It's a stubby little pencil and I'm almost done with it, and I want to add it again to the list, so it's kind of an easier one for me. I'm gonna be completely honest. I just want to use this up. It's about time, and I also feel like it's starting to slightly dry out. It's still very creamy and I can still achieve my wing liner with this, but I feel like pretty soon it's going to start getting too dry, so I want to use this as much as possible. And again, I had purchased a backup of this and I want to get to that one, so we're going to see where we get with this one by the time we do our next update. And this lip liner, this one I was really on the fence on because this kind of pains me. They discontinued this, and they discontinued it right after I found it and I figured out that I really love it. So I haven't been reaching for it as often, but these days I'm starting to reach for it just because I think it's the perfect like contouring type of shade. I have it on right now with that lip butter balm, and it is the most like subtle lip liner. It just adds a little bit of dimension. This is the Bareminerals Gen Nude Freestyle Under Over Lip Liner. I think the shade is Freestyle, but I'm really sad that they got rid of this. It's the perfect one, and I think through this process, I'm going to really learn more about what this color looks like on me so that maybe I can find a perfect dupe for it. And lastly, I thought that this one would be a really fun addition. I have been recently getting into fragrances a lot lately. I want to do a fragrance video, but honestly, it's very intimidating for me just because I feel like I'm not good at explaining fragrances. But I thought we would add this one. This is Phlur Missing Person, and for a long time, I was not reaching for this because I started getting a skin reaction, like a weird reaction to I don't know what, but I completely removed all fragrances from my routine and I switched my laundry detergent and my lotions and stuff like that. So since then, I have slowly been adding things back to my routine, and fragrance has been one of them, this one also being one of them. And again, this is one that's been in my collection for quite some time, and I think it's about time that I use it up. We are almost done with it. I did take this on a lot of my trips the last couple of months. I took it on every single trip I went on from March up until now. So we've made a huge dent in this. So I'm confident that by the time we come back for an updated video, we're going to be almost done with it, if not already finished with it. I love Phlur fragrances. I usually get the travel size because, again, I am sort of sensitive to fragrance, so I want to make sure that I get the smaller ones so they get used up, you know? Phlur fragrances are just elite. They're beautiful, they're all warm, but they're all very unique and different, and I have so many of their fragrances now, so yeah, we're going to add this one to the list. All right, guys, that was our entire list for our very first project pan. I'm really excited about it. I'm feeling really pumped about it, honestly. I've been curating this list for a couple of weeks now, and I'm feeling very good. Maybe we'll add more stuff by the time we update again. I don't know. But like I mentioned, I think I'm gonna do a monthly update as of right now. Let me know what you guys think about that idea. But that's everything for me. I hope you enjoyed this. I'm excited. Let me know in the comments down below if you are going to join me or if you're already in the middle of your very own project pan. I'd love to know what your progress is kind of like. And if you have any insight for me, maybe tips and tricks on to further use your products or have a successful project pan, let me know in the comments down below. I would love to take any tips or hacks that you guys may have for me. If you enjoyed this video, if you're excited for this project pan, please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more videos like this one. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.